what is good fat? What is bad fat? Should I stop eating fat? Should I start using coconut oil? If you've pondered any of these questions, or if you have high cholesterol, high lipids, listen up real quick. We're going to do a quick 101 over what the heck good fats and bad fats are and what we should be eating. So replacing these bad fats in our diet with good fats is associated with reduced incidence of developing cardiovascular disease. And this shift from bad fat to good fat should happen naturally in a healthy eating pattern or something like the Mediterranean diet. Bad fats tend to come from animals and animal byproducts. So your fatty cuts of meat like your ribeye, ribs, T-bone steaks, those fatty cuts of meat, or the byproducts like your whole fat dairy, your cheese, your butter. Those are what are bad fats. Bad fat raises our bad cholesterol, or LDL. Higher levels of LDL are associated with increased risk of developing cardiovascular disease. So it's really important that we avoid eating too much of these so we can keep our LDL, our bad cholesterol levels down, okay? Good fats come from plant-based sources. So your avocado, your olive oil, your nuts, your seeds. Good cholesterol, or HDL, is not improved through the diet. It's actually improved through exercise. So the only way to raise your good cholesterol is through exercise. Why it's called good cholesterol is because this good cholesterol kind of grabs on and it gets rid of the bad cholesterol. So higher levels of HDL are associated with lower risk for heart disease. So now that you know this, kind of how can you apply it to how you're eating now? So the goal is to make the switch from bad fat to good fat. So you want to replace any bad fat in your diet with good fat. So for example, if you're making an egg McMuffin in the morning at home and it has cheese on it, the cheese is considered a bad fat because it's an animal byproduct. So you can take that cheese and you can replace it with avocado, which is a good fat. Or if you're making broccoli and you cook your broccoli in butter, instead of using butter or coconut oil, which is a bad fat, you could use olive oil. So you don't want to be switching olive oil for coconut oil because you're taking a good fat and you're replacing it with a bad fat. Okay, so olive oil would be our good fat for cooking. We want to focus on lean protein, so chicken breast without the skin on, fishes. Those are really lean source of protein, your egg whites. And another thing that's really important is whole grains. So whole grains are really high in fiber. So when you eat whole grains, it kind of grabs onto your cholesterol and it can bring it out of your body, lowering your cholesterol. So whole grains are super, super important for heart health and for lowering cholesterol. And another thing is just eating lots of fruits and vegetables. Vegetables are really high in fiber, which can help with the cholesterol. And finally, taking a look at your cooking method. So we want to be baking, grilling, or steaming instead of sauteing or frying. Because in sauteing and frying, you're basically submerging your food into oil. So we want to focus on leaner sources or lower fat cooking methods. So moving forward, at your next meal, try and pick out what the bad fat may be and replace it with a good fat. If you do that, let me know in the comments below. Give us all some ideas.